Hi, I'm Molly,
Hey, I'm Kat.
and we wanted to chat with you a little bit about third culture kids because we have 6 of them, and we just moved back to the US from South Africa. And so, one of the questions that we asked our kids and we talked about as a family in preparing for this big move was, what is home and what does home mean to you? And we talked about if home is a feeling or if home is a place. And as a family, we came to the conclusion that home is a feeling. And so that's something that really helped our kids as we moved from house to house many times, actually in the last 7 years or so, that home is not just the walls that we live in, it's not just the country that we're living in, but in fact it's being with our family, it's being with each other, and it's the feeling that you have when you're with your family.
That's right. And with that comes a lot of times the questions, well, how do you help your kids from like going from one culture to another culture or from one place to another place? And I think the best analogy that I always share with my kids is telling them, when you look at a circus and you look at trapeze artists, you have these two swings constantly going back and forth to one another. And if you swing on one of them, at one point, you got to reach out to grab the other trapeze. But if you don't let go of the one you just had, you're just going to hang there and you're going to be static. You're not going anywhere. But if you let go of the one that you were just at and you keep on swinging forward, it helps you get momentum and helps you go somewhere. And they're like, yeah, but I'm kind of both cultures. I'm like, they always come back together at one point and you can grab the other one again. It's not like you have to forever give up one culture and forever only grasp another one. It's a matter of like, well, what am I fully going to give myself to and what I'm gonna grab onto as I move forward. So it is a trapeze artist. It's kind of you gotta grab hold of the new one that is coming, but you also gotta let go of the one you were just at, and that helps you gain momentum and swing forward. What's the other question?
Well, we were talking about how they're enriched, how their
that's
lives
right.
are enriched by growing up in another culture. And so one of the things that we've noticed for sure is they just have an awareness and an appreciation of other backgrounds, other races, other languages. We were grocery shopping the other day and we heard an accent in the back, and one of my kids said, "Hey Mom, I bet he's from Zambia." And we went over and talked to him, and it turns out they were from Sudan. And so we got to speak to them and hear their story. And so they have an awareness of other people.
Yeah, I agree. It's like they have an attractiveness to other culture. They're not threatened by them or anything. They want to go to somebody from another culture and hear their story and hear their accent and hear kind of where they're from and what they're doing. It's like their ears are tuned towards it. And I think it's a wonderful thing because our kids, third culture kids, the world is their classroom. It's not limited to one place. They look at the whole world and seeing every different place that I have been or I've been mixed into is part of my experience. It's part of who I am and my education. And I think their world view and the way they see the world is quite a bit different.
Yeah, and they do have some unique challenges as they grow up. And I think one thing that we've learned is it's important to recognize that each child is going to have a different perspective and maybe a different idea of what is home and where they come from and where they belong. And so answering that question, like where do you come from, can be a really complicated question. And the challenges are dealing with identity, as who they are, like who am I? And one thing that we've talked about, and I continue to bring this up, is that it's not either or, that they're not from one country or the other, that it's both and. And so to carry that going forward, and what that means to them, we really trust God to help that to make sense in each of their lives.
That's right.
Thanks.